So, I think you're underestimating the amount of time, energy, and effort it takes to run a business and be a content creator. And in this video, I want to shed some light on all of the things that you have to do as an entrepreneur, not to convince you not to be one, because I've been a full time entrepreneur. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I want you to have more realistic expectations if you cannot be full time with it yet, but that is your goal, so that you can just understand everything that goes into it. Okay. So, for those of you guys who are new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine. I have been a full time entrepreneur content creator for the past 5 years. I started during COVID and I'm on all platforms. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I have learned a lot on my content creation and digital product journey. Now, when you're first getting started, let's say you're starting from scratch, you don't have any followers like how I didn't have any either, and you're trying to grow your YouTube, you're trying to grow your Instagram, you're trying to grow your TikTok, whatever platform you want to be on, but you don't have any followers yet. What I need you guys to understand is you have to post like crazy, okay? Especially because so many people want to be content creators. And I'm not sitting here saying that it's oversaturated. No, not at all. Not by any means. Thinking that things are oversaturated is a lack mentality. I believe in abundance and anyone can do this, but the problem is most people are not willing to take the time to do what you need to do in order to get it done. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I first started creating content, I was not posting every day. I didn't know a fraction of what I know today. But I hope that by the end of this video, I can give you guys some information for those of you guys who are looking to start creating content on any platform. When you first get started, the algorithm doesn't really know who to show your content to. It doesn't know what niche you're in. It doesn't really know anything about you. These platforms reward consistency, okay? And a lot of times people who first get started, they fall into the trap of thinking that they don't have to upload every day because maybe their favorite creator who has millions upon millions of followers or subscribers doesn't post every day. But what they fail to realize is that person did not always have millions of subscribers. They did not always have a following. At some point, they started on square one too, right? So you can't look at somebody else who's already been doing it for 10 plus years and be like, okay, well, my favorite YouTuber only posts a video once a week or once every other week, so I'm going to do that too. No, they've already built up their following, so their following knows to come back to their channel or their content shows up on their feed because they are always interacting with that creator's content when that creator does post. So it's not the same thing. You're not on the same you're not on the same path. You have to post every day, if not multiple times a day, especially when you're first getting started. You should look at it as, okay, my favorite creator, they've been doing it for 10 plus years. In order for me to even become a hair as good as them, I'm going to have to create way more content just so that I can gain some of the experience that they have, become a little bit more talented in my content craft, right? But you're only going to do that by continuously pushing out content every single day, multiple times a day, just to get somewhat decent, right? And then on top of that, I want you guys to understand that there's so many people who are posting content. A lot of times people don't, even if someone's following you, they don't always, if ever, see your content, especially on Instagram and TikTok. I know for my own profile, people that I follow, sometimes I have to be like, what happened to so-and-so? I never see them on my profile. And then I'll have to go to their profile and see like, oh, they still post, but I never see their stuff on my feed. That's what's happening with you and people who follow you. A lot of times, especially today, people do not have to be following you in order to see your content. These algorithms are pushing out content to people just based off of interest. Like, I create a lot of fitness content, so if you watch fitness content, then you'll come across my content, even if you've never followed me before, even if you've never seen me before, just because the algorithm knows you like to create or you like to watch fitness content, and I create fitness content. You get what I'm saying? And so with the algorithm being like that, this is the best time to be a content creator, because before, in order for people to see your content, they had to be following you, right? But not anymore. So you can have like no followers and still get a lot of views just because of interest, right? But I want you guys to understand, you have to post every day, multiple times a day, and also don't overthink the content. You're going to get better as you go, but if you don't start, you'll never get better. I know for a lot of people who have joined Glow Up Academy, just having conversations with people, people want everything to be perfect. They expect their day one to look like their favorite content creators year 10. And it's never going to happen. Like, you have to put in the work just like they did, you know? But if you keep overthinking the process, you will never be good because you're not even willing to put in the reps, right? The only reason why I'm confident recording content, going live, and all of those things is because I've uploaded hundreds and hundreds and thousands of pieces of content over the course of 5 years. If you were to go back to my original content, it was nowhere near the same level of confidence as it is today. Not at all. I didn't know what to say. I felt awkward. I was stuttering over words. It just wasn't anything like it is today. But the only reason why it is where it is today is because I record and create content, and I don't allow the algorithm to stop me. I don't allow videos that only get 2 views or 5 views to stop me from posting. A lot of times you will, which is crazy because you're brand new to all of it. But if your video only gets 1 view, then you're like, oh, well, what is the point of this? I'm not good at it. I'm just going to give up. But if you're really trying to be a full-time content creator, you can't give up. You got to keep going. And that's what makes people successful versus not, because most people are going to give up. They can't handle not being exceptional at something when they first start. A lot of people can't handle only getting 1 view on 50 pieces of content over the course of 2 months. A lot of people can't handle that, which is why most people fail. I, on the other hand, I can handle it. Like, even to this day, 5 years in, there have been plenty of pieces of content I've posted, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, it doesn't matter, where I thought the video was great, but the algorithm didn't think so, right? Because it barely got any views. No one interacted with it. People didn't even watch it more than 3 seconds. But I didn't give up on it. I just decided, okay, this wasn't a good one, but I'm going to keep going. Maybe if I just keep pushing, I'll get better and something will stick. That's the attitude I have. And if you want to be successful on any platform, that's the attitude you need to have too. Something else I need you guys to understand is content creation really is a full-time job. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that you can't start off part-time, because a lot of people do, and then once your money gets right, then you become full-time with it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do not want you to expect to get full-time results when you're only putting in part-time effort, right? That's with anything. You can't be a part-time student getting a bachelor's degree and think that you're going to get that degree in the same amount of time as someone who's full-time with their bachelor's degree, right? It's just going to take you longer because you don't have as many hours to put into it, okay? So now that we've talked about that, I need you to lower your expectations on how quickly things will pop off. Now, you might be one of the lucky people, and I don't like to use the word luck, but you might be that 1% person whose content just takes off in a very short period of time. But that's not most. Most people have been laying the foundations for years upon years upon years before their platforms start to gain traction. And most people don't make it to that point because, like I said earlier, most people give up. Okay, so if you do really want to do this, then you can't give up. The next thing I want you to understand is you should not be trying to become a content creator strictly for the money, because you're not going to last. Because money is way down the line, especially if you solely want to rely on the platforms to pay you. It's totally different if you want to start selling digital products. That's a totally different thing. But if you solely want to be a YouTuber and you want all of your income to come from Google, which, by the way, I don't recommend. I think you should have multiple sources of income. But if that's the route you're taking and you want to rely solely on brand deals and the platform itself, you need to understand you can't be in it for the money, because the money's not going to come no time soon. Again, your favorite influencers, your favorite content creators who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars on these platforms, again, they've been doing it for years. They did not wake up one day and like, okay, I'm going to be a YouTuber today, and then by tomorrow they had millions. Absolutely not. They've been laying the foundation for years upon years upon years. And if you're not willing to do that, it's respectfully, it's not going to work out for you in the way in which you thought. Money is way down the line. You're going to have to accept that. So if you're only in it for the money, then you need to figure out another reason why you want to become a content creator, because you're not really going to make any money from it anytime soon. Now, if you do decide you want to sell a digital product, well, that's totally different, because you're not relying on the platform itself. You're not relying on views, because views fluctuate. The algorithms fluctuate. But if you have a product to sell, even if it's not a digital product, maybe it's a physical product, if you have a product to sell, well, you can control that. You can control how often you go live. You can control how often you post content. You can control how you build your email list. You can control all of those things. You can run ads if you want. So that's totally different, right? And if you do have a product to sell, then yeah, you could see money in the near future. Sometimes even a couple of weeks, to be honest, just depending on which platforms you choose to prioritize, how often you show up for your business. But if you're solely relying on just Instagram and you want a meta check, respectfully, that's not going to happen soon, right? So don't be in it just for the money. Next thing I want you guys to understand is you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be a one person show for a really long time. Like, I'm a one woman show when it comes to my platforms. I'm the one that's posting all day. I'm the one that's editing my content. I'm the one that's responding to comments. I'm the one that's going live. I'm the one that's creating the content. I'm the one doing all of it. I'm the one sending out my emails. So this is why I say it's a full-time thing, because it may not sound like a lot, but it is. It's a lot. Like, just sitting here and batch recording content that could take me an hour and a half, just depending on the vibe, if it's flowing, if I feel kind of stuck, right? And then all the other things that go along with it. And posting takes time too. So you might have the video, but you're waiting for the platform to load the video. And then if you're posting on multiple platforms, like I recommend that you do, you should never just only have one platform. You should be everywhere. That takes more time, okay? And then if you're posting multiple times a day, well, now it's taking more time. One thing that I've started doing with Reels is I'll post like 3 or 4 Reels at a time. I don't even care about posting time anymore. I feel like the people who are meant to see it will see it. The people who resonate with the content, they'll watch it all the way through. I don't feel the need to hyper focus on analytics. I used to be that way, and honestly, for my own mental health, I'd rather not. It takes the joy out of creating, in my opinion, and I feel like when it's my time, things will pop off. This has happened before. I've had videos that have gone viral on all platforms. I've, had videos that got me a lot of people to purchase whatever it was I was selling, and I just believe that when it's my time, it'll happen. I'm not against looking at stuff to be better, but I don't hyper focus on it. I don't obsess over it like I used to, because it just takes the creativity out of it for me, and that's just my own personal preference. But leave a comment down below and let me know, did anything that I say shock you in this video? I would love to hear what you guys have to say, and what things are you already doing, or what things will you start incorporating after watching this video? Also, make sure you guys join Glow Up Academy. This is a space where I teach you everything that you need to know about building your online business and building your platforms. The link is down below in my description. I'll see you inside, and I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video. Bye.